I grew up. I was always gravitate towards hip hop stuffs. Like the rap music. But now, as an adult, I ventured off into a lot of different areas. So I've discovered shit that I was a hound during that I didn't investigate. So I like all kind of shits now. But one stuff that I tried to, because there's some punk stuffs and some heavy rock and metal and shit that I like. And one group I was always fascinated with is Bad Brains.
Yes.
And it seemed like no matter, Bad Brains is one of those things almost like Prince. If even somebody who's into metal or whatever is not gonna go and fuck Prince, he's that pussy.
No.
Even it's like you see everybody respect Bad Brains. You never see somebody go, fuck Bad Brains.
No, never.
It's like in any genre, even if they don't like that music, they're like, yeah, Bad Brains is pretty cool.
You have to respect
You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things, and even the hardest guys say like, yeah, Prince, Prince is cool. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I always like the artwork from Bad Brains and everything, and I like the idea of these guys that look like fucking Rastafarians and they play heavy shit.
Punk.
But then here's my problem. Then when I hear the shit, I like the fucking instruments. And then, but when you hear the song, it go, and I go, oh caray, that's what this sounds like? So like, that's one that's an acquired taste.
Yes.
And I have like, I'm very curious about those guys. But that stuff's, like you said, you can't understand what's going on, but there's
you
an
can feel
anger,
it.
There's
You can
stuff,
feel it.
Yeah, and so, just like with like heavy metal and stuff like that, I've had to approach it almost like you're looking at art, and you say, well, this isn't don't take any challenge to do that, but you're like, you're not looking at it at like the musicianship or how beautiful of a singing voice. You're looking at what does this make you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've only understood that as an adult, but because shit like that kind of turned me off when I was a kid.
Yeah, and it turned a lot of people off, and that's why I never had many friends. And my brothers, they were both star athletes in high school, and then their friends,
they listen to LaVerge on the headphones.
and them and their friends would make fun of me, and like, they would just walk by me and be like, rah, 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 rah. Bark at me, and I'm like, I hate you guys. You get me? Like, they would make fun of me for it because they didn't understand it, and they thought that I was just like, you know, following a trend, or they just thought it was stupid. But actually, there was after my metal and I guess like goth stages or hardcore stages, I actually painted graffiti, and I got into like underground hip hop, and I started DJing and like learning turntables, and so at that point, it was like, I was still pissed off, but I started to get more educated on what was going on in the community. And a friend of mine through the hardcore scene had introduced me to like kind of like conspiracy theories and stuff.
Course.
And then I started listening to like Dead Prez. And then you get me, and like I started like getting into this lyrical side, more educational side of like what's going on in the streets. So then I started painting graffiti. And then I was like, oh, okay, I like this lifestyle because I'm still pissed off, but now I'm getting a rush out of going out in the streets and painting and getting chased by the cops and ditching school.
You feel like you're getting active. You're not just turning it inward on yourself, but you're actually like saying, well, I'm gonna put this out to the city. I'm gonna put this out into the fucking community.
Exactly. So then it was like I could still be like incognito because nobody knew I was doing it. Because I'm not like, hey, I paint graffiti. It's a secret. So it was like, you know what? I'm sick of being in my room. I'm gonna sneak out at night and go paint the highways. And my friends would pick, we would just, we would all be pretty introverted, but we stuck together, and we'd be just hiding out in the room, and then like, let's go paint. All right, let's go steal some cans, and then let's go, let's go paint.
Steal some cans, I used to steal a lot of shit when I was a young lad, too. What I'm starting to put together here is that, like, I've heard you talk about in interview about how you wanted to, that this fighting stuff is like, in a way, it's like the ultimate expressing yourself. And it's like, I feel like when you just said this story about getting into the graffiti and like that kind of music and stuff, is like the first dipping your toe into expressing yourself. But at first you had to do it anonymous.
Exactly.
But maybe this was the roots, the seed of like, I need to express myself. Instead of, I'm gonna listen to other people's expression and just marinate
and
in my
hide,
home. fester in my home. Well, I'm gonna take this shit now and find a way to express.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because these are the stuff nobody know. I don't know. I never heard nothing about it.
Yeah, no one would ever
stuff,
know.
You know?
Yeah. So.
And no one. So that's another thing. Is like, I heard you say something else about people being shocked, like that a fighter's into stuff besides watching fights and hitting
Training,
people.
yeah.
You know, like, oh, you like art or, you know, different type of cinema, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you like to watch a Woody Allen movie or something, you know,
Yeah,
like somebody
exactly.
go, how? I thought only you could think, you know, they put you in a box.
Yeah, they think I'm just a machine.
Yeah, and then there might be somebody out there who goes, yo, I hike graffiti. I didn't even knew, you know, now you got a fan who's like, this motherfucker knows what, you know, or
exactly.
I used to be a fat kid that lost weight, that was into goth shit, and I'm black and goth, you know, I find that in this life, everybody tried to pigeonhole, you know, and like people, me, oh, I'm a gorgeous, light-skinned guy with baby brown eyes, Egyptian cinnamon skin, perfect body. That's all I'm good for.
Yeah.
You know, black belt, you know, world traveler, you know, I'm man of, you know, money and stuff like that. But that's not all that is here, you know. And I feel like maybe like a black people, you know, I'm sure that there was something in here of you. Your brother's friends and their whole crew was more what typically is black.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you know, that's a white boy stuff.
Yeah.
Or you know, or maybe a goth person is then going, oh, but he's black and he's supposed to be listening to that.
That's been the whole story of my life. Is my brother's friends being like primarily black made me hate being black.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that in my kind of metal, you know, hardcore goth community, it wasn't really that normal or accepted. So I didn't really fully fit in there. So I just became this person where I was so sick of myself. And I hated myself for being black. That was just one thing that I truly dealt with, to be authentic. I hated it. And I just didn't know where to go. I didn't know where I could go to fit in, other than my room to play music, and then these shows to go express my anger, and then, you know, and then out in the streets to paint anonymously because I didn't really care for anybody to know me anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't know where to fit in other than into myself, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's a very lonely place to be.
Oh, yeah.
And there's
100%.
I would imagine, I don't know what it's like to be stuck between two haces or whatever like that, because I'm just, you know, from Brazil.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that it's tough sometimes to feel like you definitely can't change being dark, even if you don't look black. You're something.
Yeah.
That's not white.
Exactly.
So you can't hide that.
Yeah.
But even if your mouth was coming out sound like white guy or whatever, it don't matter, because you're gonna get treated like how a black person is treated in whatever community you're in. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, the people that you're being forced toward don't want nothing to do with
exactly.
you, or treat you as like, oh, you kind of black, but you and then where is the place for you, you know? Where is your shit, you know? Where the fuck is you place where everybody go, yeah, you're one of us, you know? And it's
hard to find.
People can take for granted.
You know, like, there's just so many places where I just did not fit in.
Yeah.
I didn't know, where do I fit in?
Yeah.
Like, who I am, where do I fit in? I never knew. Being black in America, it's like there's always a small hint wherever you may go where it's like, you're black. You know, like, you're black.
And what that means, like when you say that, what that means.
You don't get the certain. Look, I could go into a place, or I can go into a place and just get different treatment. That's just how it is. I can just feel it.
And what is that treatment? What are you feeling?
It's hard to say, but just not as special as someone else who,
like, maybe you're not in first class cabin.
Maybe not in first class, or if I am in first class, or if I am at a nice restaurant, or if I am with a white girl, it's like there's a weird look. There's something that's different. Or friends, I would go to a friend's house and they'd be like, oh, like, hi, how you doing? Like, treat me extra different. And I knew because I'm black, not because I'm big, not because I'm fat, but because I'm black.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people never really. When I was younger, it wasn't very common in my neighborhood and stuff for people to have black friends. We moved to a very suburban area. My mom tried to do the best for us when we went to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So I wasn't in the ghetto. My mom we went to the suburbs.
Yeah.
And at the time, actually, my best friend was a white kid, and it was great because they took me in as family. Like, I never felt any type of awkwardness or anything, and that's a lot of where
in that control environment.
Yeah. And in that control, they brought me in and took me in as a son, and that's a lot of where my rock roots and stuff came from, because this was my family, and the mom was like a bartender, and the dad was in the military, and they were just full on like. Yeah, we listen to rock, we drink beer, we have Super Bowl parties, and you're welcome. This is your home. That was a part of me, and it still is in my heart.
Well, I think those kind of experiences probably can help you from when you can have an experience when you're feeling like alienated by a certain haze, and then you have some people from that haze that's make you feel welcome. That's very important, because it was help you to know that, all white people don't behave like that.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't not just a color thing. Like, there's good fucking people, and there's asshole people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you could have that experience, thank God, because or else you might have just said fuck everybody.
Everybody, you know? Yeah. And it's a lot different now. In this day and age, you see a lot more things, but this is early 90s, you know, like. Yeah, it was common, especially in LA.
I was 1 year old, probably. So I can kind of remember.
Same. I was 1 to 5 years old, but it was just different for me to really find my place as a kid, all the way up, you know, until now, and I'm still searching for it. Now I have a joy, you know, really searching for myself, and not just in my community or in the States, but around the world.
Yeah. But it's interesting because like you had a lot of strikes against you, you know, like when you're talking about a lonely person, you know, like one of these elements could make you feel lonely, like not having a dad, having only a single mom who have to work all the time, so she's not going to be around all the time anyway.
Exactly.
And then you got your brothers doing whatever the fuck they're doing, so then you got that, which even anybody, no matter what color, no matter what they're dealing with, they're gonna feel some loneliness or some, you know, where is the person supposed to show me what to do here? Then you also got, on top of that, I just happen to be a robust, Rubenesque, zaftig, fat.
For sure.
You was obese.
Yeah.
Frank Lee. You know, and then on top of that, you into like depressed white kid music.
Yeah.
And then you're not into sport, you know, so you got all these fucking stuffs going on, and then you're in an area where you're a different color than everybody. So my God, I mean, any one of these fucking elements would make you want to, you know, jump
go
off
crazy.
The fucking top of the circus or whatever.
Exactly.
You know? But you know, thankfully you was weather the storm, you know.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting part. Now, what came first, the chickens, and then he's laying egg? Because you're starting to have this great outlook, and you're losing some of your, you know, anger towards people and all that. But did this happen when you started to become more palatable for people? When you started to become, you shed the fat, and you start to be sexually attractive to people, and then you now having some fame, and you having some, you know, you have a lot of these things that is socially acceptable now.
Yeah.
Now, is this because the world is treating you different, or because you seeing things different? Or maybe it's both. I don't know.
It's a little bit of both, but there was a time in high school where one of the guys, he's still my friend till this day, his name is Bo. And Bo was like an all-star volleyball player, prom king, the face of our high school.
Yeah.
And Bo had a car. He was popular. He had all these friends.
Bo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one day I was walking home from school. This is summer in Las Vegas, and I had a black hoodie on with my hood up, headphones in, and I'm just walking, dressed in all black. Bo pulls over and he's like, "Hey man, do you want to ride?" And I'm like, "Nah, not really." He's like, "Nah, come on, like get in the car, like we'll take you home." And in my mind, I'm thinking this guy's a jock. They're gonna do something.
They're gonna set you up.
They're gonna set me up.
They're gonna tar and feather you.
Exactly.
And put you in a chicken outfit.
Ridicule me.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Why not?
And you had it like, let's do it.
I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, you can take me home. And so as I'm in the car, he's like, you know what? Like, why don't you come to our house? We're going to play some volleyball. Like, just hang out. I was like, I don't really play volleyball. But whatever, man. Like, I'll go.
And now it's even more like a setup.
Exactly.
It's like Goodfella.
Yeah.
They're going to put you in there and you're going to get shot in the back of the head.
I didn't know what to expect. But they, like Bo and all the other volleyball player guys, they took me in. And I went to his house and we played volleyball, or they played volleyball. I just watched. But they were encouraging me, like, hey, come on.
Was it all man?
Yeah, all guys.
So maybe it's a gay situation.
Could have been.
You know, like in, what's the movie? Top Gun. It goes, hanging with the boy. You know, when they do the volleyball?
I don't remember.
And it's very homoerotic.
Ah, okay.
See, maybe
it wasn't so much like that.
Okay, sorry. That's my own crazy romantic view of what it was. But anyway.
Yeah, so we were there playing. They invited me to play, whatever, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And for the first time in a while, like I was having fun. I was letting myself like, oh, let's have fun. Like,
at what age are we talking here?
17.
17.
Yeah, 17. So I ended up playing a couple of games of volleyball with them, and it was a good time. They were cool. They asked about me. They were saying like, oh, we see you around a lot, you know, like they asked the questions and wanted to know about me, and I would just tell them like, this is what I do, this blah blah blah.
Why do you think there was interest in you? I mean, this don't make any sense. Like, what's in it for these guys?
My cousin, I called him my cousin, but he was a really close friend. He was somebody that I was close to. He knew them, and when I was walking, he's like, oh yeah, like that's my cousin. So he was involved as well. Okay. So they were like, oh, we always see this kid. He's like, oh, that's my cousin.
They had a heart.
Yeah,
like,
they had.
Come on, let's take this kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They wanted to just kind of bring me in. They knew that I was distant, all that stuff. So my cousin at the time was involved, and so then slowly I started to hang out with them more. They would take me home every day, or I would go hang out with them. And then eventually it was their joke at the time, but they were like, oh, you should try out for the volleyball team. And I was like, there's no way, I've never played sports. And they're like, oh, come on, you should try out. Like, it would be fun, you know? So it was cool that finally kind of have some friends that were fun at the time. So I'm like, okay, why not? Like, I'll try out. Tried out for the volleyball team, and I made it. But the thing was like, I had lip rings. So at the tryouts, like I went and when I went to go hit the ball, I hit the net and the net caught my lip ring and ripped my lip ring, and I was like caught in it, and they're like dying laughing, you know. So the story still goes on, and it lives at the high school. The volleyball coaches still preach, if you have any piercings, don't take it out, because there was a kid who got his lip caught in the ring, and that's me. And this was 10 years ago, 15, like 12 years ago. So they took me in. My life started to become a little bit more fun. I was hanging with cooler guys. They were inviting me out, come bowling, come this, come that. And I'm like,
now, did alcohol start to came in? Did you shed some of the straight edge at that point?
You know what? Yes, and that was around the time I started drinking, but not because of them, but because I went through like a pretty heavy heartbreak. And so like, and
like, give me that.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, and I wasn't surrounded by the same people that when I started claiming straight edge. I wasn't still around them, so I never really had the influence and the strength and the camaraderie of like, this is what we're about.
And you never had to be a hypocrite and face those guys now?
Exactly. So it was like, those guys kind of started doing their own thing. Well, I had fallen in love, and I went in that direction and stopped going to shows, and I wasn't as pissed off.
Now you were still
fat.
Whole chunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Now how the fuck you got a girlfriend at that time? She was fat?
Nope. But it was like she...
Was this the first girl you ever fucked with?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Like, seriously.
So of course you're gonna...
Yeah. But she was hot. She liked me. And, like, she thought what I thought. Well, we did. She liked me a lot.
Oh, wow.
And,
now, what was she looking like?
She was like a redhead chick.
A white chick?
Yeah, definitely.
Not one of these black chicks?
No. She was a white chick with red hair. Like, super nice. Like it like accepted me for the music, everything. Like it was shocking.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, and I fell for it, and I was like, oh wow.
Of course you did. Your whole fucking life. Nobody want to talk.
You know what I mean? First kiss, like all that stuff. You know, I was like, oh wow. And so,
can you imagine what that must have felt like for someone like me? I mean, I was gorgeous from day one, so I never got to experience that. But for you, God,
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, I started to hang out with her more, and then when we split up, it was like I found out that she was like with some other guy and all this stuff, and it was like more self-inflicted pain.
While you was together?
Yeah. So it was like more self-inflicted. Like I don't want to lash out on anybody. I don't want to lash out on her. Yeah. So who else is to blame? It's me.
You're gonna fall back into the cocoon.
Yeah.
You're gonna close your door and put the caution tape again.
100%.
Yeah.
So at that time, I'm like, you know what? Like I'm by myself. I didn't know what else to do. So I'm like, don't have these friends anymore. Don't have my girlfriend anymore. Don't care about people, and I started drinking.
What was your favorite? What was your poison?
We drank this stuff called Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, yeah, this stuff. You act like I never had a childhood.
In high school, and I would put it in a Powerade bottle and take it to school.
Which flavor?
I really like it. I remember it being a red one, but it was like
it's like a mixed berry or a fruit punch.
It was like a fruit punch type one,
a tropical punch.
Yeah, and I would put it in a Powerade bottle, and I would take it to school, and I'd be like drunk at school. You know, and it would. Yeah, because I would have to see her. I have to go to school, and
You want to take the edge off. You try to take the edge off.
I'd have to see her at school and passing through lunch and with this other guy. You know, like fuck.
And she can smell the alcohol on your breath.
Someone could, I'm sure. I never got caught for it, but
was you one of the fat people who, like, even though you're fat, you smell good, or did you have the fat body where somebody goes, he smell like a fat person?
I mean, I'm sure there was times where I smelled like a fat person.
Oh, caralho.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but it wasn't. I wasn't known for being like the smelly fat person. You get me?
I feel you.
I had friends. I was a nice guy, but you know, like, yeah. I had my own stuff that I dealt with when I was by myself.
Hey, look, you was like the Fat Albert. Like, you was popular.
Yeah, people knew me. Yeah, people knew me.
Yeah,
for sure.
Did you ever dress like Fat Albert? Like, you have like a cardigan and then with like the shirt underneath?
There might have been a time, but it wasn't my thing. That wasn't my look. You know.
Well, maybe he investigated that look because it might be a good look for you.
Yeah.
But not Fat Albert because you're not fat anymore. Okay, so let's cut you, since we're talking about the girls and stuff like that. Let's fast forward now.
Yeah.
So now you have a girl. You had a taste of a girl that's more attractive.
Yeah.
And that you felt like she was out of your league, but she's having you. Okay. So now, when you're getting into, I mean, a lot of people out here know the story. You got into the fitness because you was trying to, I heard the whole story. I don't want to rehash shit that you already have out there about the fact that you decided you had to get healthy. You felt like, I'm going to fucking die. My heart's going to explode. All this kind of shit. I got to stop smoking. I got to get into health. So then you're finally starting to see you're getting into kickboxing. You're starting to see some of the pounds just drop off. And then you're starting to say, God, this is not a bad looking guy over here. I was with a girl the other day watching your video, prepare for having to see you. And she said, yeah, he's a good looking guy, you know. So it's not just about you being a fighter or whatever, like there's women out there who is attractive that actually look at you like, not just like, oh, he's cool because he's a fighter. Like, separate from that is like, you're a good looking guy, okay? Probably not everybody fucking cup of tea, not even your Uncle Henachis.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe I'm trying to make you feel but there's women out there who is now seeing, oh, this motherfucker's got a nice physique, he's good looking. So when you first started to see that, and they started to see you like that, what was that like?
It was awesome, and
like a superpower. It's like Spider-Man finding that he have his super strength.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is when the first year of me getting in shape and being in good shape, there was a girl that she played music and stuff like that, and she was way out of my league.
Oh.
And even guys that are attractive, she was like way out of their league.
Oh shit.
And
so you was shoot for the star. You was greedy.
I shot for the moon, not even the star. Like, so I shot like for a whole different galaxy in my mentality at the time. And I shot for like a good 6 months on Facebook, like, hey, and then finally, like, she responded. And that, like, for her, after the first date, like, we started talking, and just like a few years later, like, we were engaged.
No shit.
So, like, I never did any, like, like, I got in shape, I got a good body, and I went for, in my mind, like, I went for the top. And then I was with...
I wish you had knew me back then. I would have gave you some different advice, boy.
I'm sure a lot of people would have. But, you know, it was great. It was a really great thing. And, yeah, like, I still have a lot of love and respect. We're not together, but, like, I still love and respect her and her family.
Yeah.
Eternally. You get me? And it's like, but as soon as I got in shape, I shot for the stars, and I landed... Yeah.
You landed flat on your face. Well, that happens. I mean, caray, but I can only imagine. I mean, what that I've never went through a dramatic transformation like that. You know, and I can only imagine, you know, what it must be like to in such a short amount of time. For like, I remember your uncle Hanach, you know, has always been a cutie pie, you know, but there might have been like that 11, 12, 13. Where you start getting like, you're not a child and you're not quite a teenager, and maybe you got some kind of chub on your face, and your haircut's not the height style or whatever the fuck it is, and like girls is like, I'm cool, you know, I'm good, you know. I feel like I experienced that, and then where I was trying to, where I like the girls, but they always liked a little guy a little older or whatever, and then I hit to maybe the 15, 16, and then it was, you know, ooh, and then I would start to get my revenge.
Yeah.
You know, then I was like, nah, you're not on my radar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's my, you know, like, I'm calling the shots now, you know? And that was a good feeling, but that was a process. You know, that wasn't like overnight, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so I can only imagine what that might be like, you know? Kind of fun, but scary, but, you know.
Definitely wild.
Yeah, like having a
like
superpower.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, you're gonna walk by women, and they're gonna notice you.
You know what? It's weird because although I'm in shape now, I haven't still even fully adapted to the body. I still have my same mentality.
Of course.
You get me?
Everybody
and
does. Yeah.
I feel like if I move over to this guy where I'm like, okay, like I'm in shape now. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be authentic. And I'll get lost, and I'll be this huge, like, egotistical fucking asshole.
You better off.
You know?
But the thing is, here's where you don't want to get into trouble, okay?
Yeah.
It's fine to... It's good not to be arrogant like that. Look, I'm not arrogant. I'm a very humble.
Very.
I'm probably the most humble guy you're ever going to meet.
In the world.
And to knowing that... it's good not to walk around like your shit don't stinks and like you got gifts to women, okay? But at the same time, you don't want to be the guy where a woman is genuinely getting lost in your eyes and telling you like, you are the most gorgeous thing I ever seen in my life, and then you go and you cannot accept it, you know?
Yeah.
You don't want to be that person who you cannot believe that, and you just don't let it even sink in, you know, because that's not healthy either.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because like some people don't even know how to take a compliment. Even fine-ass women who maybe felt ugly when they was a little kid or whatever, and they grow up and they acting like they know they're fine, but in reality, like they still don't believe it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like you have to learn how to accept like a compliments and not to feel like an asshole for someone saying you look good, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's okay.
And you know what's crazy too is because of my own perspective on myself, it's really not natural for me to really give compliments either. Does that make sense? So like I've
you gotta work on that a little bit.
Yes, I've been with girls because it's still to this day it's hard for me to compliment myself. So I've been with girls, and actually a common thing with me and girls that I date is like I definitely don't give enough compliments. And so it backfires on me, like, you don't make me feel this way. And I'm like, God damn it.
You learned the hard way about
I learned the hard way. And I'm like, you know what? Like,
yeah.
Damn, like, that means, like, yeah, it's not natural for me. It's not like I can look in the mirror and be like, oh, you're a good-looking guy. Or, you know, like, or it's hard, man. It's hard.
I had to learn that way. I didn't have it because of a body image thing, but I had to learn that one the hard way. Through years of fucking up in datings and stuff like that, is because I remember I had a girl that I thought was gorgeous. You know, she was younger than me. She had like the most perfect tits you ever seen in your life, and just a lot of good stuff's going on here.
Yeah.
And I constantly was like, God, you know, like I want to. Yeah, I'm trying to de-emphasize how much I fucking lusting after the way you look, you know?
Yeah.
But then I remember her saying to me, you never gave me a compliment. And I go, you out of your fucking mind? You sick bitch, you know? Like, what are you talking about? And then when I'm in my private moment, after I was feeling attacked and everything and being defensive, it started to dawn on me that when I'm looking at her and I'm soaking her in,
yeah,
I'm complimenting her in my mind, and I'm having an inner monologue about, wow, look at what you get to be. Oh, look at that. Oh, God, you and this and that and the other. I'm having a conversation by myself.
Yeah.
And what that taught me was that, oh my God, like this fucking chick, like you assume that this hot chick just knows it, and like you don't even, it goes without saying.
Yeah.
But in reality, even she need to know,
exactly.
Without you kissing her fucking ass or whatever. Yeah. But just if you got something to say, let it out. God, you look at you out of the shower. Look at this woman here. You know, tell you about what you look like. But normally you in a monologue, so I had to learn myself. Even a world-renowned lover, like myself, even had to learn. Number one, arguably. I had to learn that one, and that has been one of the biggest one I ever that one has saved me a lot of trouble, because that you know how much frustration and how much anger they hold on to when you don't give compliments.
You get a whole plate full of
them. And they gotta be genuine. I'm not talking about coming up with, oh, you look fucking great, honey, but just whenever you have the thought, just let it out, let them to know, share it with them.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because you're not going to get no money.
Lessons from Uncle Henry.
Yeah, it don't cost you nothing. You're not going to get, since I'm not providing money or any other accoutrement, like food, lodgings, nothing else, the least I can do is give her compliments. You understand?
Yeah, note taken.
Hey, take it or leave it, boy. Okay, so now, well, we delved into your fat, obese past, and your shortcomings, and how you was unlikable from black people to white people to probably everything. Nobody liked you, and you was a pariah, and the world was better off at that time without you. But now,
so I thought,
and so we thought too. But now we so happy that you was blossom like a lotus blossom, like a black lotus blossom, black orchid, or whatever's the black dahlia.
I'll take it.
Yeah, and now we see you in Thailand, and we're here in Bangkok, and I feel like everybody is very excited and also scared. I feel like you bring a lot of danger into the cage, so a lot of people is intrigued and also scared from you, so everything about you now is crackle with excitement, It's like, is he that good as he look in the Eric Anders fight? Is he gonna knock the next guy out? Is he gonna bite off more than he can chew in the neck? What's gonna happen with this guy? But it's still very exciting, when you're one of those guys like Eric, even to the last second when you was dominating that fight, Eric made you feel like if he connect just height, it's over. So there's always that danger.
Exactly.
So you're an exciting character, and aside from all the other shit, but just you fighting now, I don't want to leave that out of there. And so I know a lot of my fans is excited, as I am excited to see what's going to happen in the future for you.
Yeah.
But so now, are you campaigning for a certain fight? Are you biting at the chomps about a certain fight, like out there?
No, I'm definitely not like looking for a specific fight or like a specific person to fight, but I am definitely ready to start to take
a step up. Yeah.
I feel like I'm finally starting to discover this side of myself.
Yeah.
and this new love and discipline for striking. And everybody's always known me for striking, and everybody has their opinions about, well, you got to do all of this. And like, I know we do. I know I have to do jiu-jitsu. I know I have to wrestle. But I'm going to focus on what I love to do and what I'm hungry to continue to learn. And there's so much to striking and to Muay Thai that is overlooked and not even, undiscovered. And I'm willing to dedicate my time and energy to discovering it and to using it.
Well, I mean, hey, look, MMA Vale Tudo is a very, people don't realize like how ambitious it is to try to compete in a sport where there's that many fucking element in there. You know what I mean? And it's like you only have so many hours in a fucking day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, imagine what it takes to be a great Muay Thai guy. And how many hours in the day you gotta do that. But you expected to do that and be good at fucking wrestling and good at jiu-jitsu and, fuck me. So it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And on the same token, you're in a cage that have its own stuff you gotta negotiate. The fucking cage and fighting against it, using it to get all these things that people take for granted. There's levels in this shit. I mean, look at when you say like a Gary Chonin.
Yeah.
You see what he's able to do against someone who's doing the level of, who's only able to focus on jiu-jitsu that much, whereas he's focused on that shit to become a master almost on the level of Renato Laranja.
Exactly.
Of whoever, some Marcelo Garcia, and down the line, under not as good as Renato Laranja. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so it's like, there's levels to this shit,
There is.
And there's nothing wrong with trying to be the nastiest of all the strike, you know what I mean?
Yes.
As long as you can, I think you smart enough to fucking see what you need to work on to feel comfortable in there.
Yeah, and a lot of it too is, yes, I'm here to entertain the fans and stuff like that, but what I didn't notice until now is that I'm here to entertain myself, man. This is, at the end of the day, this is about me. This is about my journey, my legacy, my career. Yeah. How do I want to fight? Fuck everybody else. You get me? Like, they're always going to be criticizing of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it.
No matter what you do.
Yeah, but if I'm living my life and I'm happy and I'm training, if I want to go train just boxing, and I say, you know what, I'm going to take a fight against, John Jones and I only did boxing, well, that's my own choice. And that's the challenge that I want to face for myself.
Yeah.
And if I lose a fight, then, the people are going to talk, but you know what, at least when I go home, I'm happy to think like, man, like...
Yeah.
This is how I wanted to train for him, thinking, I was going to win in just boxing. And what if the tables are different? What if I just trained boxing and I beat John Jones? Then everybody, my God.
Where was you at? Why?
So it's like, this is all for me.
Yeah.
This is about my life and what I want to do.
I think that's a great lesson, whether it should be whatever art you're in, if you're making paintings or if you're an actor, if you're a singer or whatever, it's like, if you're not doing what you want to do and you're not being true to you, they're not gonna like it. You can try to please them, but they're not gonna like it. I mean, if you're not doing what you want to do, and it's the minute that you just do what the fuck make you laugh or turn you on or whatever it is in that moment, and it might change from day to day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my stuffs, if I do when I did movie parody or whatever, I don't give a fuck if the movie is not tropical. I don't care if you didn't saw that before. Oh, well, kids these days didn't know about the old Hulk show from the set. Oh, fuck you. I don't care. I think this is funny. This is what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do. Check it or leave it. But because it's making my eyes water and I'm like it, generally, even if they're young and they don't even know what the fuck they're looking at, there's something about it that they're drawn to because the person who created it was enjoying the fucking self.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it came out of joy to make it.
Yeah.
It didn't come out of research people tend to like a joke that end with a whatever, or they like these movies because I gotta do a Twilight thing because no, that's even old now. But whatever these fucking kids was Pokemon's Go or
some shit,
or whatever the fuck they like.
Yeah.
Or in your case, it was like the Fat Boys. So I'm not gonna do a Fat Boys just because you like that one. Just because everything you like have to be fat.
Fat boys are back.
And they can never be whack. Yeah, they're black too. The Fat Boys is black. And you know they always gonna be black.
Maybe I'll come out to that for my next fight.
You know who came out to that? What's his name? Came out to that? I think any fat song, your boy Hoy Nelson has covered that one.
Probably.
He's covered that stuff.
Okay.
I did a tribute to Daniel Cormier when he won the belt.
Yeah.
I put a video of him and I put along if the fat boys are back because he's fat. Well, he's chubby.
Yeah, chubby.
You know, and small. Can you believe when you see that guy in real life, you go, that's him? Like
I sparred with Daniel Cormier before I was even an amateur. Like as I was losing weight, he didn't even fight in Strikeforce yet. One of my first sparring sessions were with Daniel Cormier.
Wow.
Yeah, and somewhere in my storage, I have a laptop computer with that footage on there from maybe like 2000.
That would be
like 2010.
That would be crazy to dig that up.
Exactly.
I mean, not to show it out of
yeah.
But
well, he like the story behind that is I was training, didn't know anything. He was world champion wrestler, Olympic wrestler. We were trading punches and stuff, and when he got like, okay, I'm sick of getting punched, he picked me up and slammed me, and he wrestled me. And that day after training, I was in tears. I was literally so frustrated and just like, upset with myself. And my coach came over, he gave me a piece of paper, and he said, go home and YouTube this. And it's Daniel Cormier. And I YouTubed it, and I saw him like, you know,
Olympic.
You didn't
even know who the fuck he was?
I didn't know him.
Got it. Okay.
And he
was a bum.
I didn't know him. I never saw him. He just stopped by the gym. So I YouTubed him. I saw it, and I came back the next day like, wow, coach, like thank you, because I was really down on myself about this. And then
you like, thank God he's not some guy that's just, wow, the guy's been doing it for 3 weeks. He's just kind of
exactly. So that was one of my first sparring sessions was with Daniel Cormier, and it was.
Wow, that's a trip, man. That's a crazy sport. I mean, there's no other fucking sport in that I can think of, professional sport, where like you don't see a guy pick up a basketball and then 5 years later in the fucking NBA. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? This is an interesting thing because it don't take much to get out and just try basketball. Mm-hmm. What it takes to get on a there's a lot more people that's willing to try basketball. So you know what I mean? But the amount of people who's willing to go, all right, I'm gonna get in there and lock in there and fucking fight this guy. You know, so if you're willing to go through that, they'll give you a chance. You know, sink or swim. You know. Well, what we got on the agenda for tonight in Bangkok for my first time here?
And we can go take a tuk-tuk. We can go to a night market. You want to go eat some food?
We're gonna eat some food.
We can go eat some food. We can go watch a Muay Thai fight. We can go watch. It's at the Raja Darman Stadium.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to.
One championship. One championship is this weekend. If you want to go.
We're gonna see Gary Chonin gonna be there.
I don't know if he's fighting, but they have a big event. We can go watch that.
I'm down for all that stuff. And then when's the hookers and the crazy stuff?
I thought that's not your style.
Well, as long as they're not a lady boy. As long as they're not like that.
Well, they'll find you. We can walk around the street
find me?
and they will find
They're
you.
They're going to find me, so they know who I am.
I'll take you down to Nana.
They're all fan of
It's a place called
Uncle
Nana.
Henach.
I'll take you there. Uncle Henach goes to Nana.
That sounds like a children's book.
Yeah, exactly. A very crazy children's book.
Well, they need to learn at some point.
Yeah, Uncle Henach is the best one to teach.
Yeah, I'm not for children either. so it fit.
Obviously. How many children you got that you haven't taken care of?
You know,
Too many.
How many children has God made? You know, he don't keep track of that. He just made that once, and then you gotta find out if you can survive.
Fair enough.
You know?
Fair enough.
You just gotta have faith.
Well, whatever you want to do, we can do it.
That sounds good.
I follow you.
Oh yeah, well, naturally. Okay, my brother. Well, this is the sad part in the interview now where we gotta say goodbye to Khalil Rountree. But don't worry, he's gonna be back, and he's gonna show me a great time here, and maybe we're gonna have some videos and stuff for you guys to see what kind of antics that your Uncle Henach got involved in Thailand, and hopefully we're not gonna be bothered by any half black, half Chinese kids when I come back to the States. I wanna leave. It's like Vegas. Whatever happened to me, whenever I leave in Thailand here, fucking forget about that one.
Okay.
And should leave that on the past.
Okay.
Like old lasagna on New Year's.
Yeah.
Should old acquaintance to be forgot. Forget about that one. Okay.
Deal.
Never remember.
Deal.
Okay.
Got it.
Give to me a hug.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Long hug.
Okay. That was robust. Wow. That was invigorating. Okay. Yeah. Ciao. I want you to subscribe. Hey, I'm not joking about that subscribing, okay?